Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of matrices. In this particular video session we are going to discuss about symmetric matrix, skew symmetric matrix and 10 theorems based upon this concept. So let us start from the definition of a symmetric matrix. Any square matrix A which is defined in the compact form Aij is called as a symmetric matrix if Aij is equal to Aji for all I and j, or also it can be defined as if the transpose of the given matrix is equal to itself, then this matrix is also called as a symmetric matrix. So let us go through the example. Here it is the definition. Let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix. It is said to be a symmetric matrix if Aij is equal to Aji for all I and j, and also it can be defined as the transpose of the given matrix A will be equal to A, then A is called as a symmetric matrix. Example, let A is equal to be any square matrix, be the given square matrix, be the given square matrix, then we have to find out its transpose. The transpose of A 1 2 3 2 5 7 3 7 9 and its transpose, which will be equal to again 1 2 3 by interchanging the rows and columns. We have again 1 2 3 2 5 7 3 7 9, which is equal to A. That implies A transpose is equal to A. So A is a symmetric matrix. And also we have to express these elements in another form, and we have to check that, we have to verify that if these elements satisfy the rule Aij is equal to Aji. So here A12 is equal to 2 and also A21 is equal to 2. Then A13 is equal to A31 and both of them elements are equal to 3. Then A23 is equal to A32 and you can check that both of the elements are 7 here. So both of the properties are satisfied here. So it is all about the symmetric matrix and the example based upon the symmetric matrix. Then let us go through the skew symmetric matrix. Before going to the skew symmetric matrix, again let us discuss about the symmetric matrix of order 2. And let us consider an example. It is the example number 2. Let A is equal to 1 5 5 9 be the given matrix of order 2. Then first of all we have to check that if a transpose is equal to A or not equal to A. So transpose of A, that means transpose of the matrix containing the elements 1 5 5 9, then it is again 1 5 5 9 which is equal to A. Then that implies A transpose is equal to A. So A is a symmetric matrix. So A is a symmetric matrix. And also let us check that whether it satisfies the another property or the rest of the property Aij is equal to Aji or not. Here A12 is equal to A21 is equal to 5 and it also satisfies both of the properties. So it is a symmetric matrix. Now let us go through the definition of skew symmetric matrix and then some of the problems based upon skew symmetric matrix. Then let us discuss about skew symmetric matrices. Let A be any given square matrix. The matrix A is said to be a skew symmetric matrix if Aij is equal to minus Aji, or also it can be defined as if transpose of A is equal to minus A, then A is said to be a skew symmetric matrix. Then let us go through the definition. Then let us go through the example based upon the skew symmetric matrix. Example number 3. Let A is equal to 0, 3, 5, minus 3, minus 5, then 0, 7, minus 7, 0. In the skew symmetric matrices, all of the main diagonal elements must be equal to 0, and we will prove it by taking a theorem after this concept. So let 0, 3, 5, minus 3, 0, 7, minus 5, minus 7, 0 be the given square matrix of order 3. Then here we have to find out transpose of A 0, 3, 5, minus 3, 0, 7, minus 5, minus 7, 0. Then just let us find out its transpose. It will be 0, minus 3, minus 5. Then it will be 3, 0, minus 7. Then converting the third column as third row, it will be 5, 7, 0. But this is not equal to A. You can check that this is not equal to A. Now we have to take a negative sign or minus 1 as common from this matrix, so that it will be in the form of taking minus 1 as common. Here it is 0, 3, 5. Because minus sign is taken or the negative minus 1 is common from all the elements. We have to take minus 1 as common from all the elements present in the given matrix. So it will be minus 3, 0, 7, minus 5, minus 7, 0. Now we can say that this is the A matrix. So now we can express it as A transpose will be equal to minus A, and it satisfies the condition of a skew symmetric matrix. So A is a skew symmetric matrix. And then we have to verify that whether Aij is equal to minus Aj or not. A12, you can check that A12, it is equal to minus A21. Similarly, A13 will be equal to minus A31, and A23 is equal to minus A32, and you can verify that. So this is all about the example based upon the skew symmetric matrix of order 3. Now let us discuss about another example which is again based upon the skew symmetric matrix but of the order 2. Consider the example number 4. Let A is equal to 0, 5, minus 5, 0 be the given square matrix of order 2. First of all, we have to consider the transpose of A, and we have to verify that it is a skew symmetric matrix. So transpose of A, it will be transpose of the matrix containing the elements 0, 5, minus 5, 0. Then this will be 0, minus 5, just we have to interchange the rows and columns here. So it will be 5, 0. Now you can see that this is not equal to the original given matrix. So first of all, we have to take a minus 1 as common, so that it will be in the form of the given matrix. A transpose is equal to minus A. So A is a skew symmetric matrix because it satisfies the rules of A transpose is equal to minus A. Then here you can see that A12 is equal to minus A21, and also it again satisfies the another condition of the skew symmetric matrix, which is Aij is equal to minus Ji for all I and j. So it is all about the definition of a skew symmetric matrix and problems based upon the skew symmetric matrix. And now it is the time for to discuss about the 10 most important theorems based upon symmetric matrix and as well as skew symmetric matrix. So let us discuss about the theorem number 1, and it is given that the sum of two symmetric matrices is a symmetric matrix. That means we have to consider two symmetric matrices here, then we have to add both of the matrices, and we have to show that the resultant matrix will be a symmetric matrix. Let A and B be any two symmetric matrices. That is, A transpose is equal to A and B transpose is equal to B. We have to show that A plus B is symmetric. That is, we have to prove that transpose of A plus B is equal to itself, that means A plus B. So starting from the left hand side, it is so applying the property number 3 or note number 3 of the transpose of a matrix, we have it will be A transpose plus B transpose. But we know that A transpose is equal to A as per the given condition of the question, and again B transpose is equal to B, and which is equal to the right hand side. This is the required part. So A plus B is a symmetric matrix, that is sum of two symmetric matrices is a symmetric matrix. And this is the proof of the theorem number 1. Then let us go through the proof theorem number 2. Theorem number 2 is very much similar to the theorem number 1. In place of the symmetric matrices, just we have to consider two skew symmetric matrices, and we have to prove that the sum of two skew symmetric matrices is again a skew symmetric matrix. Let A and B be any two skew symmetric matrices. Skew symmetric matrices. That is, A transpose is equal to minus A and V transpose is equal to minus B, as per the definition of a skew symmetric matrix. We have to show that A plus B is skew symmetric. That is, we have to prove that transpose of A plus B is equal to minus of the sum of A and B. So starting from the left hand side, it is the transpose of A plus B. By applying again the properties of transpose, we have transpose of A plus transpose of V, but the transpose of A is equal to minus A, and transpose of V is equal to minus B. Both of the matrices contains a negative sign. So just let us take this negative sign as common. So it will be minus of the sum of A and B, which is the required right hand side. So A plus B is a skew symmetric matrix. Skew symmetric matrix. That is the sum of two skew symmetric matrices. Skew symmetric matrices is a skew symmetric matrix. That is the sum of two skew symmetric matrices is again a skew symmetric matrix, and it is the theorem number 2. Then we have to go through the theorem number 3. Then let us go through the theorem number 3. If A is a symmetric matrix, we have to show that Ka is also a symmetric matrix, and here K is a scalar. Given that A is a symmetric matrix, that is transpose of A is equal to A, we have to show that Ka is symmetric. That is, we have to prove that transpose of Ka is equal to Ka. So starting from the left hand side, transpose of Ka, and here we have to apply the property number 2 of the transpose of a matrix. That means K multiplied with transpose of A. But we know that transpose of A is equal to A. It is again A, but it is the right hand side part of the given theorem. So Ka is a symmetric matrix. That is, okay, this is the, so Ka is a symmetric matrix, and that is up to the proof of the theorem number 3. Then let us go through the theorem number 4. Theorem number 4. If A is a skew symmetric matrix, then Ka is a skew symmetric matrix. So first of all, we have to consider a skew symmetric matrix as a, let A be the given skew symmetric matrix. Let A be the skew symmetric matrix. That is, transpose of A is equal to minus A, as it is a skew symmetry matrix. We have to show that Ka is a skew symmetric matrix. That is, we have to prove that. That is, we have to prove that transpose of Ka will be equal to minus Ka, as we have to prove that it is a skew symmetric matrix. So starting from the left hand side, it is a transpose of Ka. By applying the property number 2 of a transpose of a matrix, it will be K multiplied with transpose of A. But we know that transpose of A is equal to minus A according to the given condition of the theorem. So taking minus as common, it will be minus multiplied with the multiplication of Ka, which is equal to the right hand side part of the given theorem. So Ka is skew symmetric matrix, and here it is of the proof of the theorem number 4. Then let us go through the very important theorem number 5. Then let us go through the theorem number 5. If A be any matrix, if A be any square matrix, then we have to show that A plus A transpose is symmetric. And in the second part, again we have to prove that A minus A transpose is skew symmetric. Given that A is any square matrix, just in the first case we have to prove that A plus A transpose is symmetric, and in the second case we have to prove that A minus A transpose is skew symmetric. So this is the first case. Let P is equal to A plus A transpose. Just let us find out the transpose of both sides. We know that transpose of A plus B, it is equal to transpose of A plus transpose of B. So applying this condition here, it is transpose of A plus transpose of A. So transpose of P is equal to A transpose plus A, because transpose of A is equal to A, and we have already discussed it in the properties of transpose of a matrix. So this is again A plus A transpose is here, which is equal to P. So P transpose is equal to P. If P transpose is equal to plus P, then so P is a symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. That is, what is P here? We have taken P in place of A plus A transpose. That is, A plus A transpose is symmetric. And here it is the proof of the first case of the theorem number 5. Then moving towards to the second case of theorem number 5. Considering the second case, just we have to consider another matrix Q for the replacement of A minus A transpose. Again, let us find out the transpose of both sides. Then applying the property number 4 here, we have transpose of A minus transpose of V. That means transpose of A. In place of V there is A transpose. So it will be equal to Q transpose is A transpose minus A, but A transpose minus A is not equal to Q. If we are taking A minus or negative as common from the right hand side, then it will be in the form of a Q. So Q transpose is equal to minus Q, because in the bracket there is A minus A transpose which is equal to Q. So Q transpose is equal to minus Q. That means it is the definition of a skew symmetric matrix. So Q is a skew symmetric matrix. But What is Q here? We have taken Q in place of A minus A transpose. That is, A minus A transpose is a skew symmetric matrix. Is a skew symmetric matrix. And here it is the proof of the second part of the theorem number 5. Then let us go through the theorem number 6. In the theorem number 6, we have to show that all the elements on the main diagonal of a skew symmetric matrix are 0. So, let us go through the proof of the theorem number 6. Let A is equal to Aij be any skew symmetric matrix. Then, according to the definition of a skew symmetric matrix, we can write down Aij is equal to minus Aji for all I and j, and we have already discussed it in the definition part of skew symmetric matrix. Skew symmetric matrix. That implies Aii will be minus Aii for all I. Just I have replaced I in place of j. That means I have taken I in place of j. So it will be Aii plus Aii is equal to 0 for all I. Again I am telling that I have just considered I in place of j. So it will be 2Aii is equal to 0 for all I. That implies Aii is equal to 0 for all I. But what are the elements which are represented by the form Aii? Just look at it. A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. Look at these elements. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So these are the elements which are represented by the form Aii. That means for all I. Just here I is equal to j, I is equal to j, I is equal to j. So they can be represented by Aii. So which elements are equal to 0? A11, A22, A33, dot dot dot. These elements are equal to 0. In which matrix? In the skew symmetric matrix. So all the main diagonal elements, all the elements on the main diagonal of a skew symmetric matrix are 0. And here it is the theorem number 6. Then moving to us to the theorem number 7. Then let us go through the theorem number 7. A matrix which is both symmetric and skew symmetric is a 0 matrix. Let A be the given matrix which is both symmetric and skew symmetric. As A is symmetric, so A transpose is equal to A. This is the equation number 1. as A is skew symmetric, so A transpose is equal to minus A. It is the equation number 2. From equation 1 and equation 2, you can observe that the left hand sides are equal, so that the right hand sides will be equal with each other. From equation 1 and equation 2, we have A is equal to minus A. That implies A plus A is equal to 0. That implies 2A is equal to 0. That implies A is equal to a null matrix. So A is a zero matrix or null matrix, and it is the proof of the theorem number 7. Then let us go through the theorem number 8. Then let us go through the theorem number 8. If A is any square matrix, then we have to prove that A multiplied with A transpose is symmetric matrix, as well as A transpose multiplied with A is also a symmetric matrix. Given that A is any square matrix, in the first case we have to show that A multiplied with A transpose is symmetric. So the transpose of A multiplied with A transpose, or also we can write it as, we have to show that A multiplied with A transpose is symmetric. That is, we have to prove that the transpose of A multiplied with A transpose is equal to the original A multiplied with A transpose. So starting from the left hand side, A multiplied with A transpose, and we have to find out its transpose. But from the properties of transpose, we know that the transpose of A multiplied with V is equal to B transpose multiplied with A transpose. So applying this property here, A transpose is equal to B. In the bracket, A transpose is equal to B. So it will be transpose of A multiplied with transpose of A. Transpose of A, it is A multiplied with A transpose, which is equal to the right hand side. You can see that this is the right hand side. So A multiplied with A transpose is symmetric matrix. Then we have to go through the second part. A transpose multiplied with A is again symmetric. So this is the second part. We have to show that A transpose multiplied with A is symmetric. That is, we have to prove that the transpose of the multiplication of A transpose with A is equal to the transpose of A multiplied with A. So starting from the left hand side again, it will be transpose of multiplication of A transpose and A. Then again we have to apply the same property of transpose, the transpose of the V multiplied with the transpose of A. Okay, so here the second part is A, it is V here. So we have to apply, it will be A transpose, then that multiplied with the transpose of the first matrix. That means transpose of the transpose of A, and this will be equal to A transpose multiplied with A, which is equal to the right hand side part of the given theorem. So A transpose multiplied with A is a symmetric matrix, and it is the completion of the theorem number 8. Then moving towards to the theorem number 9. In the theorem number 9, it is given that if A and B are symmetric matrices, then we have to prove that AB will be symmetric if AB is equal to BA. So here it is the proof of the theorem number 9, given that A and B are symmetric matrices. Symmetric matrices. That is, A transpose is equal to A and B transpose is equal to B. As AB is symmetric, so we can write down transpose of AB must be equal to AB. But from the properties of transpose, we know that transpose of AB is equal to B transpose multiplied with A transpose. So using this fundamental here, we have V transpose multiplied with A transpose is equal to AB. But it is again given that V transpose is equal to V and A transpose is equal to A. So it will be equal to BA, which is equal to AB. And it is the proof of the theorem number 9. Then at last, moving towards the last part of this current video session, the theorem number 10, which is very, very important for the symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. So here it is the last part of the current video session, which is the theorem number 10. And here we have to prove that every square matrices can be uniquely expressed as the sum of a symmetric matrix and a skew symmetric matrix. This theorem has two parts. Except the term uniquely, this is the one part. That means first of all we have to prove that every square matrices can be expressed as the sum of a symmetric matrix and a skew symmetric matrix. And then we have to prove the uniqueness of this theorem. That means we can find out a single symmetric matrix and a single piece of skew symmetric matrix. And we cannot find out any other symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. For that, again the theorem will be proved. So by expanding or by factorizing the given square matrix, we can just find out one symmetric matrix and only one skew symmetric matrix. So let us go through the proof of this theorem. Let A be any square matrix. Any square matrix. Then A is equal to half of A plus half of A. We can express A as half of A plus half of A. Then again we can express this as just adding half of A transpose and then again subtracting that half of A transpose. Then taking 1/2 as common from the first two terms as well as the last two terms. Consider the first matrix as P and the second matrix as Q, and consider this as the equation number 1. Just I have expressed the given square matrix as the sum of two new matrices. One is P, another is Q, and we have to prove that out of these two given matrices, the new two matrices, one is symmetric matrix and another is skew symmetric matrix. So here I have considered P as half of A plus A transpose and Q is equal to half of A minus A transpose. Then here we have to show that out of the two new matrices that we have taken here and we have expressed as the sum of two new matrices, we have to prove that one is symmetric and another is skew symmetric. So first of all we have to find out the transpose of a P. That means a transpose of transpose of half of A plus A transpose. As 1/2 is a scalar, so it will be taken towards the outside of the operation. So it is half multiplied with transpose of A plus A transpose. It is A transpose plus transpose of A. Half of A transpose plus A, because transpose of A is equal to A, and it is none other than Phi. So P transpose is equal to Phi here. So P is symmetric. So we have find out one matrix is symmetric matrix. Just we have to prove that the another matrix must be equal to a skew symmetric matrix. So Q transpose, that means transpose of half of A minus A transpose. Then half is a 1 by 2 is a scalar, so it is taken towards the outside of the operation. It is the transpose of A minus A transpose. So by applying the properties of transpose, it will be A transpose minus A. But it is not equal to Q, because Q is in terms of A minus A transpose. So just let us take a common minus here. So minus half into A minus A transpose. Now you can see that this is equal to minus Q, because half of A minus A transpose is equal to Q. So Q transpose is equal to minus Q. So you can write down here Q is skew symmetric. Q is skew symmetric. From equation number we know that from equation 1 A is equal to P plus Q, and Phi is a symmetric matrix. Q is a skew symmetric matrix. It is a symmetric matrix, and Q is a skew symmetric matrix. So just we have proved the first part. Every square matrices can be expressed as, not uniquely, we have not gone through the uniqueness, can be expressed as the sum of a symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix. So just we have proved that one is symmetric and another is skew symmetric. But we have to again prove that there will be no other symmetric and skew symmetric matrices, so that A can be expressed as the sum of them, other symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. That means A can be expressed as the sum of only a symmetric matrix, that is P, and another skew symmetric matrix, that is Q. And no other matrices will be there in place of P and in place of Q. So let us go through the uniqueness part. So from the first part we know that P is equal to half of A plus A transpose, and Q is equal to half of A minus A transpose. And we have considered A as P plus Q. It is the from case 1. And here we are going to prove the uniqueness of this theorem. Let A is equal to R plus S. Consider there are two other matrices which can be expressed as the sum of those matrices will be equal to A, and out of which where R is symmetric, that is R transpose is equal to R, and S is skew symmetric, that is S transpose is equal to minus S. Now we have to go through, okay, this is the equation number 2 because we have considered this as the equation number 1. By taking the transpose of both sides, we have A transpose, it is R transpose plus S transpose, but we know that according to the taken conditions, R transpose is equal to R, we have taken R as a symmetric and S as skew symmetric, so transpose of S it is minus S, and consider this as equation number 3. Then solving equation number 2 and 3, solving equation 2 and equation 3, we have R will be equal to half of A plus A transpose. Just solving this, okay. A is equal to R plus S, A transpose is equal to R minus S. So by adding, it will be A plus A transpose, it will be 2R, that means a half of A plus A transpose is equal to R. Similarly, you can find out S here. Similarly, half of A minus A transpose is equal to S, just by using the method of elimination. And S is equal to half of A minus A transpose. But P is equal to half of A plus A transpose and Q is equal to half of A minus A transpose. So from these two parts, suppose this is 4 and 5, this is 6 and this is 7. From 4 and 5, P is equal to R. From 6 and 7, Q is equal to S. So there will be no new matrices can be formed whenever we are going to express the given square matrix A as the sum of a symmetric and skew symmetric. We can find out a single symmetric matrix and a single skew symmetric matrix. So here we can write down every square matrices can be uniquely expressed as here you can use the word uniquely, expressed as the sum of a symmetric matrix and a skew symmetric matrix, and it is all about the theorem number 10. So in this particular video session, just we have discussed about the symmetric matrix, skew symmetric matrix, some of the examples based upon symmetric matrix as well as skew symmetric matrix, and again we have discussed about the 10 most important theorems based upon this chapter matrices. In the next video session, we are going to discuss about some of the problems based upon these fundamentals, these concepts and these 10 theorems. Till then, thank you.